Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Kellogg and welcome to this video. Hey, in this video I'm going to talk a bit about metadata. And what is metadata? Well, if you go to Wikipedia and look it up, metadata, it says metadata is data that provides information about other data. In other words, it is data about data. So how does that apply to WordPress? Well, let's take a look here, and this is a typical table from WordPress, and this is called the WP_post table. And it turns out every post that you make, whether that's a page or a blog or whatever, or maybe it's a Learn-course, which is a custom post type, or a Learn-lesson or topic or quiz or certificate or a group, which are all Learn-custom post types. Every one of those get placed into this table. And here we see the ID, for instance. So here is a post. It has an ID of 221. And if we were to look at this, if I were to bring this over a bit, perhaps, we would see that the post type is for instance, course. It's a SFWD-course, so that's a Learn-course. And then we see that we have the other Learn-custom post types listed here as well. We have certificates, essays and lessons and question, and we have a quiz, and we have a topic. And so that pretty much are the different post types. So if we look at these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we have 6. We have a topic. So Learn- creates 6 custom post types, and they all begin with SFWD and then a hyphen. So what does that mean to us? So let's take a look. So over here, we know that this one that we looked at just recently, which was, let's get the post ID equal, and let's put in 221. That's just one of our posts, and we'll filter this list. And we see that this is the Beatles course. It's the Beatles course. So it is a course in the Beatles, and it's 221. We're to go into my courses, and let me go back to courses. And I see the Beatles course here in my list, and if I were to hover over here, you'd see down here that's post 221. So these are directly tied together. In other words, the database here is the data source for this, and this is a unique number. So let's get back to the post meta. So let's go into post meta, like so, and then we'll post on the ID equal 221. And we find out all the various post meta that this course has. And some of these have an underscore in front of them. Some don't. Like here's one called CEU. Here's one called instructor. Here's one called the Learn-course steps, or LD_course steps. Here's my steps, PFK. That's me, Patrick F. Kellogg. Here's a bunch of others like PDHs. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. And you can actually install a plugin to see these. And the reason is, once you see these and are aware of this relationship and how posts are put in the database, and how post meta, which is data about the post, is put into the database, you can start to use these and print these out on your certificate or on post and pages with the plugin. So let's go back and let's see what we want to do now. We want to actually edit this course, which is 221. And if I scroll down with this plugin that I have called JSM, show post meta, I can see all the post meta that I would see normally in this database. So, I mean, look, we don't want you to go into your database and see all this stuff and spend all that time. We want you to see it here and become familiar with these. So if I were to scroll down, I see a lot of things that are related to courses. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? And these are pretty complex objects. Hey, there's my CEU. And it looks like right now it's 1.5. And maybe I have my instructor here and a bunch of other stuff. So let's just scroll down here and take our time and kind of like soak this in. Here's an instructor. I have that equal to Jack Friday. And then I have a PDH, which is equal to 3. And I have all kinds of stuff. So let's put those into to play here. So what I want to do is go into advanced custom fields. So if I look for, I think that's called field groups. So here is field groups, and I click on field groups right here. I can see that I have various advanced custom fields. Now I have CEU, which I've defined, and I can see over here that it's assigned to a course. It's assigned to courses. So these are fields, advanced. These are custom fields, and they're assigned to the Learn Dash custom post type of courses. Here's one instructor assigned to courses. Here's another one that are really not, these are dependent, these are just for a certain client, so let's skip these, but we have a PDH. A PDH is similar to a CEU or a continuing education unit, but we have that there. And also we see we have one called songs, and that's assigned to quizzes. Well, let's make up some more. So how do we do that? So let's go ahead and go add new. And again, this is the Advanced Custom Fields plugin, but they all act the same way. And we'll click here. Let's put in one called, like what would be maybe a course. Let's put in a location. So we'll type in location, like so. And then we'll click here and we'll add a field. And we'll call that location. And you can add more of these. You know, it might be, for instance, address. It could be city, state, or province, or departamento, or zip code, or mail code. But I'm going to call this location. And I could put in instructions here and blah, blah, blah. I could change it from a text to a pull down, all kinds of stuff. But you know what? When you play with this, I'll leave that up to you. So try this technique. Now, where do we want this location to appear? In other words, what custom post type or what post type? It doesn't have to be custom. I mean, these are standard post types. So where do we want this to appear? Well, I want this to appear in a Learn Dash course. So I'll go ahead and find course in here. And then I'll update. And now it's done. So if I were to edit any one of my courses, and I'll stick with the Beatles course, so I'll go here and choose courses, and I'll open this link in a new tab, and then go to the new tab. And I'll edit the Beatles course. Now, it doesn't matter which one you edit, as long as it's a course, it's going to have all of these meta boxes with all these advanced custom fields that you've just recently defined. So right now, I go to the bottom, and here's my new one, location. So I'll put in where I was born, which is Kalamazoo. And then I'll put in this. So this could be a text field. It could be a user. You know, it can be anything you want. So let me expand that again. I have Kalamazoo. CEUs. Hey, why don't I just change this and put in 9? Whoops. So I got 9. Instructor Jack Friday. Let's put this, change this to Frank Zappa. And PDHs, well, I'll leave that. No, I'll change that to 9. No, I'll make that 99. Give us a little bit of diversity. So you can define these all you want. And if I were to update this like so, and then if I scroll down all the way to the bottom, I can see these entries here. and their values. Here's my location. This is a new one. And so this is a good way of seeing your keys for your post meta. Now I got to tell you, the user meta works exactly the same way. So these principles pretty much can be applied to the users as well. But we're dealing with just post meta right now. Okay, so let's get to our plugin. Now I've made a plugin that will let you print out any post meta on a certificate, on any page, or on any post. So let's see that in action. I'm going to go into the certificates now. So I'll go into Learn Dash and click Certificates. And I'll edit this certificate. Now it has no featured image. It's meant just to show some stuff. So let's go ahead and grab this shortcode. And by grab it, I mean highlight it, and then we're going to copy it. So I'm going to do a Command-C or a Control-C on a Mac, on a PC rather. And then I'm going to just duplicate this like 6 times or 5 times. Control-V, enter, Control-V, enter, Control-V, enter, Control-V, enter. And then for label, yes, I'm going to say, well, actually, let me do it one more time. And I'm going to change these. So I'm going to call this CEU, because that's my key, right? And this will be location. And then, whoops, I misspelled that. And then this, let's put instructor. Let's highlight that. And then, oh yeah, let me fix that. And then this will be, what do we have else? We have PDHs, so I think we had those, PDH. And we had, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it for this, for a course. I mean, we had a song that was assigned to a quiz, but we're just dealing with this Beatles course now. So I think that's good enough for now. So let's get rid of these 2 extra ones. And let's go ahead and think about what this means. A label no. That means if you don't have any CEUs, you wouldn't want to have a certificate that says you have the following CEUs and then have the number, like the value, to be blank. I mean, that would be pretty ugly. So these are smart labels, and I'll say here, you have the following CEUs. And I'll just leave it like this. And you can dress this up. But this is the idea. And then I'd probably want to put a space there. And then if they do not have any CEUs, in other words, it comes up like an empty string, you want to fill in this no label. So I'll just paste that in there and say you have no CEUs. And then if you don't want any prefix when you have nothing coming back, or a prefix when you do have something coming back, but you just leave these as empty strings. So we'll leave this as an empty string, and then the instructor will leave that as an empty string, and then a label no, I'll say no PDH found. So this is a good way of customizing these prefixes depending on whether you got any hits or not, without having even to go into the settings of the plugin, which actually there are none for this plugin. So I'll save this. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll print out my certificate. And the easiest way to do that is simply by, editing your profile in a second tab here. And then if you scroll down, you'll see your certificates. No, I don't have any Beatles course done yet, so I'm going to pause this video for a moment and finish the Beatles course and then come back to this. One moment, please. Okay, welcome back to the video. I've completed the Beatles course, and I didn't want to bore you with the details of me taking the course, but it's now completed. And since it's completed and there's a certificate assigned to this course, I see it here. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click and open this link in a new tab like so, and then go to the new tab. And now I see everything here. I have the following CEUs, 9. I have my location, which I just recently created with advanced custom fields and populated with the city and state where I was born, which is Kalamazoo, Michigan. I see that my instructor was the great Frank Zappa, and I see that I have 99 PDHs. So these work fine on a certificate. I can also put these on a post, or I can put them on any page that I want. The only addition to the shortcode would be that I'd have to put in a post ID in here as an extra parameter. And that is about it. So I hope I maybe demystified the concept of what postmeta is and what a post is and how you can see them either in the database or with listing them with the JSM plugin. And hopefully I brought a little bit of knowledge into your brain. I want to thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.